I apologize, you guys. This is a late video. I've been supposed to upload this, but this is some things I've been trying to tell you guys, or I'll be talking about. I just want you to pay attention to the videos that you're about to watch and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Is this real? Is it fake? Is it a possibility of it being real? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Listen.
Even for my people that call themselves religious, what prophet did not go to jail? Jesus Christ himself was sought after by the law, the police of that day, right? Why? Because he was speaking out against the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Who was the Sadducees and the Pharisees in religion in Jesus' day? That would be your modern day Pope today. That's the church. So for people that's religious, y'all be trying to be religious and you don't even understand that in the gospel, Jesus was against the church. So that would mean that Jesus was killed by the church. Yes, he was. Because he spoke out against the Sadducees and the Pharisees. And they were trying to jail him. Better or worse, they was out to execute him, flat out kill him. And then Judas snaked him. Okay, so you can look at any story of any prophet, in any religion, and they all was facing jail, or they all was flat out executed, killed. You could look at modern day leaders. JFK himself, when he decided to speak out against the system and he realized it was rigged and what it was set up to do.
This string between your thumb and your forefinger, just hold it. Rest your elbow comfortably on your thigh. While you're holding that still, mentally have the idea it's moving back and forth. Don't worry, it'll start moving, and it'll start moving wider and wider. See, it's already doing that. Now, once it's doing that, just change the idea in your mind that instead of swinging it like that, it's going to start swinging like this, see? Now, mentally have the idea that it's going to start making circles. Just mentally have the idea it's going to start making circles. There you are, see? Circles. Now bigger and bigger circles. There you are.
Oh my heavens.
You see, your expectancy determines outcome. And as long as you're not attached to the outcome will be guaranteed. And this is living proof that every cell in your body is eavesdropping on your internal dialogue.
What happens when you jump in a hole that goes all the way through the center of the earth?
So you jump in, you will accelerate until you get to the center. You'll hit peak speed. Now, what happens to you? The hole is all the way through the earth. You will overshoot the middle. And now Earth will slowly slow you down. You are slowing down continuously and in the exact rate that you had sped up going in. So it's the exact undoing of everything that happened en route to the center of the Earth. We're ignoring air resistance here. You'll come right up to the edge, and unless somebody grabs you, you're gonna fall back down, and you're gonna repeat this forever. And one round trip takes the same amount of time as an orbiting spacecraft. So if the space station orbits over your head, you jump in the hole, you go down the other side, you actually see it pass over your, and you come back, and then there it is.
Most black people don't know that the Democratic Party is the founders of the KKK. They were the ones who enslaved us. That they have black people don't even know that every civil rights legislation in this country was given to us, authored and supported by Republicans and not Democrats, even up until the 90s. Why do you think one gives you all the government assistance and one don't? Because one of them is a slave master taking care of their slaves. Which one is that? The Democratic Party. Hey, we need more government programs. Give them stimulus checks, give them Medicare, give them... Why do you think they keep giving? They're taking care of their slaves and keeping you on the plantation. Most black people don't know that the Democratic Party is the founders of the KKK.
I have reports of several species that are here and have bases here. There's one species that looks something like a praying mantis. And then the short grays are the ones that you see in the cartoons. The tall grays look much different. They look more like humans. The Nordic blondes, for example, are so similar to humans that they can walk down the street and not be detected. There had, in fact, been face-to-face meetings between United States officials and extraterrestrials from other star systems. I decided to go public and say, for the first time, of anyone of cabinet rank from the G8 group of countries, that UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying over your head, and started back engineering and spending a lot of money on it soon after the crashes.
What made the dinosaurs go extinct? Dragons are mentioned in the Bible 34 times.
The treaty stated the aliens would not interfere in our affairs and we would not interfere in theirs. We were particularly interested that they do not interfere with anything that would affect our future. We would keep their presence on Earth a secret. They would furnish us with advanced technology and would help us in our technological development. They would not make any treaty with any other Earth nation. They could abduct humans on a limited and periodic basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring of our development, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to their point of abduction, that the humans would have no memory of the event, and that the alien nation would furnish MJ-12 with a list of all human contacts and abductees on a regularly scheduled basis. It was agreed that each nation would receive the ambassador of the other for as long as the treaty remained in force. It was further agreed that the alien nation and the United States would exchange 16 personnel each to the other with the purpose of learning each of the other. The alien guests would remain on Earth and the human guests would travel to the alien point of origin for a specified period of time, then return.
All you have to do to enter into this contest or giveaway, like the video, comment, and leave your Cash App tag. After you receive the money, comment again and say it's real, you know, or hey man, I ain't believe you was really gonna send it, but I got it, you know, just so the people can know that it's real.
They have to prove you're a person. Now, how do you prove you're a person? You admit it. What is a person? A person is no good, Nick. It's not a citizen. They can't prove I'm a person. They can't even prove I'm a human being. They can't prove I'm a natural person either. Let me explain what a human being is. A human being is a monster. And a monster, if you go back in the Ballantyne's Law Dictionary, 1948 version, published by University of Southern California, specifically states, is a human being by birth, and originated in the 12th century when the kings and knights were going across Europe. Along the way they fathered a few children. And to keep those children from inheriting the sovereignty and the thrones, they called them human beings, being like a human. But they do not have the right to hold sovereignty. They cannot be sovereign. That's right out of court cases. So that's why the federal government and the state government both use the term human being. Place in the penal code anymore do they use the word citizen. They used to. In 1972, there used to be section 228 of the penal code. It said any citizen who fights a duel cannot vote or hold public office. Section 232 said any person who fights a duel cannot vote or hold public office and has to go to jail for a year, making a legal distinction between a citizen and a person. It's in the penal code. So understanding the difference between person and citizen, you bring this to the court's attention. Very simply, you file a judicial notice. You can file as many as 30 judicial notices in the court and make the court argue those judicial notices. File a court that I'm not a slave. Judicial notice that I'm not a slave. File a judicial notice I'm not a person. File a judicial notice I'm not a human being. File a judicial notice that I have no contracts. File a judicial notice, write this down everybody, the new people. Nisi Prius Court. All courts in this land are Nisi Prius courts, contract courts, revenue courts. And you have to give the court notice that they are Nisi Prius court, and they can't move forward until they prove that you have the contract and produce a contract. You can do that. We've had judges accept it. We had a judge in Santa Barbara said, yes, we're Nisi Prius court. But my buddy, he didn't. Then the judge went on to the next judicial notice. And they didn't stop. But he had the court. He should have stopped right there, prove the contract. No matter what you do, if you do it right, Non-assumptive. File judicial notice non-assumptive. Non-assumptive means no contract. We do everything by judicial notice as a motion to dismiss. You can file as many motions to dismiss as you want. Quorum nobis. You can do quorum nobises up from now until the end of time. Every time the judge does a mistake, you think is a mistake, do a writ of certiorari. There's many different ways to keep the ball in your court and make them start proving everything. That's the key element to make the other side prove every single element. Officer, would you, under penalty of perjury, will you tell me what you saw? Well, I saw this motor vehicle. Objection. Define what motor vehicle is, according to law. Since you saw it, that's only hearsay what you saw. Let's define it according to the law. What is it? Well, I was told that everything four wheels is a motor vehicle. That's not what the court said. What does the court say a motor vehicle is? What's the case name, Steve?
Geico.
Geico Insurance versus
Carrier's insurance.
Carrier Insurance. So the vehicle means commercial, according to the California bill. So he's got to prove you're involved in commercial activity. Officer, was I involved in any commercial activity the time you stopped me? No. Was I driving a tractor trailer rig or anything, bus or anything? No. You weren't involved in anything commercial that I know of. Thank you, officer. Next question. Officer, did you go to police academy? Yes, I did. How long was your police academy? 6 months. Did they teach you the laws that you were enforcing? Yes, they did. Do you think you're an expert in enforcing those laws that you were taught to enforce? Yeah, I know the laws I'm supposed to enforce. Thank you. Now you got it.